Hey, this is Robert with a automotive quick tip. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching. In this brief video, I'm going to show you the most common ways to tell if you have a bad CV axle. Now, this is not textbook. It's not taught by the mechanic school. This is my experience. Make a comment of your experiences or what you thought about the video. Let's get started. The most common symptom of a bad CV axle is that the car gets vibration when you're accelerating. You're trying to go up a hill. You're trying to get on the freeway. You're pressing on the gas in somewhat of an aggressive way, and you feel vibration in the car or in the steering wheel. That lets you know you got a CV axle that is vibrating and it's likely has a worn joint. Another common symptom that you have a bad CV axle is that while you're making a turn to park, usually sharp turns, you'll hear clicking. Click, 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 click. Park. Click, 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 click. Backing up. Those are the worn parts inside the CV axle causing the bearings to click or the joints to click. Bad CV axle. Another issue people have with CV axles is that these rubber parts begin to crack, they split open, and they throw all of the grease out of the joint. That doesn't mean that the joint is bad or worn. That just means the boot is bad. If you got a bad boot, you need to get that taken care of, because when the boot tears open, it lets all of the grease that is trapped in there sloshing around, lubricating the bearings and joints. It lets all that grease out. It also lets dirt, grime, salt, other matters that the tires kick up on the road in. When that stuff get in, it starts tearing up the joints in the axles. If you have torn boots, you either want to get those boots replaced, get the joint repacked with grease, or you want to go ahead and just replace the CV axle. So torn boots is another symptom. Another example of a bad CV axle is this Courier bearing going bad. This Courier bearing is supposed to be trapped up here. Shouldn't be sliding around on there, but when that gets worn, it may cause vibration in the axle, may not hold the axle in place properly. You probably end up replacing the CV axle if you got a bad Courier bearing. That's normally on the long axle side of the car, not the short axle side of the car for front wheel drive vehicles. If you could reach under the car and shake this part of the axle while that's all bolted in, it's probably bad. Let me try to show you how this axle is acting up, and we discovered that it was bad, and it really shook the car while the car was getting on the highway. We reached under the car and was able to rotate the axle like that. You hear the clicking. That axle is definitely bad. This axle, I can hold it at the end and try to twist it. It's not moving, but this one, it definitely has some movement in it, even with my foot on it. Another example of a bad axle is if the axle simply breaks. I recently had my driver's side axle, which has a clip ring over here because it's not held in position by a Courier bearing. The axle actually broke at the clip ring. The tip of it came off. The clip ring was no longer holding the axle in the transmission. Actually, it's that end that goes in the transmission. The axle slid out of the transmission a little bit, caused the car to quit moving. If your axle breaks and it disconnects from the inside of the transmission, it will cause the car to stop moving. Automatic or manual transmission, doesn't matter. Broken axle will likely cause you to stop in your tracks. Another thing that can happen in a CV axle, the CV axle has bearings in there that's locked in a bearing holder contraption in there. If one of those things break in there and let bearings loose, or if a bearing somehow begins to disintegrate, that will cause the system, that bearing inside there, to eat up other parts in there, and that'll cause excessive wear inside the joint of the CV axle. So those are the most common issues that I know of. If somebody has some other experience or information, please share it. I may remix the video. Thanks for watching. Again, like, share, subscribe, tell others, make a comment. Thank you. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.